Right. So yes, so there's loads of questions that come through, and quite a few of them have been answered by Bruce and Chris. So thank you for that. The first question is an interesting one, and this is from Simon Bissett. This one says, is this a tool for professionals that know what they're doing, or is it fairly idiot-proof? Good question. I think we struggled with this whole issue at the start of the project in terms of, do we go for something that is kind of very easy to use, but doesn't necessarily give the control and the full extent of the comprehensiveness? So I'd be lying to say if it's idiot-proof. I've used it and I've been able to get some values out of it. But I'm definitely not a economic nerd or drainage nerd. It is fairly detailed, and you do need to be aware of the guidance that's available. I would say it probably takes you maybe, once you've got all the data available, it probably takes you at least half a day to get something meaningful out of it. Bruce, you've used it, Bruce and Chris, you've both used it in an awful lot more anger than I have. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly, you don't have to be an expert because a lot of the schemes involve experts in loads of different areas, right? So the whole idea of it is that it can be applied and used by non-economists and lots of others. So I think you can come up with sensible answers. The key thing, I suppose, I think, is that you need to work with others to generate the kind of input information. So you need to understand what you're trying to achieve and what interventions could help you achieve that, and what the impact of those interventions are likely to be. So to enable you to come up with sensible answers, you can either have a guess at those questions, or you can talk to people like ecologists and engineers and economists and others, right? And if you talk to those people and get their inputs, you're likely to come up with a much better answer.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Paul, I'd probably just add, obviously, that one of the challenges with any tool is actually sometimes you first have to spend a bit of time with it, but also when you have a guidance document, it is worth actually dipping into the guidance document, which does provide quite a lot of background, but also use it as a reference point rather than feeling you need to read the 80 or so pages that actually sit with it in it. So use it as a resource, and maybe just kind of go through section 1 and 2 of it to give you kind of a background of that. But to be fair, that's the same with any tool that you pick up, to be honest. If you want to be competent in terms of what it comes out, it's worth actually understanding the provenance behind it.
And I'll go into a bit more detail just before we close up about what we're hoping the next phase will be. So this evolution from the spreadsheet and the guidance document to online application will hopefully reduce the amount of time required for the data entry, and also make the whole process more intuitive with online help and that kind of approach. So we're really hoping that the next evolution will make it even easier to use as we go forward. Another question that's come through from Sue is, bear with me, is does the best tool encourage green blue investment in new developments? It's difficult to say whether new developments and developers have been using it. I think the motivations need to be understood for using BEST, in terms of why would you want to understand all of those benefits and evaluations. I know that a number of landscape architects have been asked to start using BEST in some of their designs, but I don't think it's yet been used wholeheartedly by developers for new build. It tends to be used by client organizations that are interested in retrofitting. So I think I'm just trying to see if there's a number of questions we haven't yet answered, but we will do and try and respond to those people that have sent those questions a bit later on. So conscious that time, if we're not careful, will run away from us. but I think we will leave those questions there for the time being, and we'll answer those and send a complete log at a later date. So thank you, Chris and Bruce, and thank you for your questions. That was really good, and also thank you for your responses to the poll. So in terms of wrapping up, so I'm just trying to clear all my screens of everything. So great. So basically, right now, so just a few closing messages. So yeah, just wanted again to thank our partners for supporting susdrain, and also just want to talk about these next steps. So we are looking for people to get involved. I would say at the moment our aspirations are greater than the available budget that we have. What we want to do is improve on BEST in terms of it being one of the best tools that we have. We want to move to that step where we integrate GIS and spatial information, but also make it so much easier for people to use and make it more engaging. So we're hoping to take that forward. And if you do want to get involved, we will be circulating an email tomorrow and give you an opportunity to look at the proposal in full, and then for you to come back to us. And basically, benefits of getting involved are not only do you get the opportunity to work with Chris, Bruce, myself, and about 15 other people, you also get the opportunity to have early access to the evidence that we're providing on the valuation for the benefits, but also guidance and tools. And we also will obviously give you support on using BEST and also the evolution of BEST as it goes forward. So,
Paul, could I just add to that, if I may, Vash? You know, we also welcome people who may have seen other benefit valuations and numbers, but actually we haven't actually come across that. You know, there's so much kind of actually going on in this space. So we'd kind of actually put that out as quite an open call as well. So we can kind of get this to be as good as it can be in that.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. And then again, another plug for the susdrain Suds Awards. We do think this is a great opportunity for you to showcase what you've done and also to celebrate a Suds champion that I suspect has had to probably work harder than they should have to actually get good Suds delivered. So we're looking for great examples across the country that have been delivered in the last 4 years or so. So please think about anything you've got on new build and retrofit. And also, if you're a local authority or anyone else working with a developer, please encourage the developer of someone who's delivered a decent SUD scheme to get in touch. We all struggle trying to get a decent residential scheme, which is something that we want to showcase. So all the information about BEST is also available on susdrain. There you will find the tool, the guidance, case studies that also include a work-through spreadsheet, and also you will start to see the literature review and the collation of evidence. So that was it. So thank you so much for your time. We hope you're well and are interested in using BEST, and please do let us know if you have any more queries. Thank you very much.
Thanks all.
Thanks.
Thanks.